Devon!
Hey, William.
Semi-final 1 took place on May 8th, but I'm still exhausted. It was so stressful. There were so many quality acts that deserved to go to the final. More than 10 of those songs deserved to go to the final. But of course, only 10 could. Should we take a look at the semi-final 1 split results for Eurovision 2018? Let's do this! Quickly, let's review the overall results. The 10 qualifiers were...
Israel with 283 points.
Followed by Cyprus, Czech Republic, Austria, Estonia, Ireland, Bulgaria, Albania, Lithuania, and...
Finland with just 108 points.
Yes, and that put her in 10th place at Alto, just 14 points ahead of Azerbaijan, then Belgium, Switzerland, Greece, Armenia, Belarus, Croatia, former Yugoslav Republic of Macedonia,
and Iceland finishing last with just 15 points.
Now, up at the top, we could probably predict this. Cyprus won the televote, but the jury gave Israel top marks. Why do you think that was?
First of all, I think it's great that Israel got top marks from the jury. Because you often think that juries can be quite geopolitical sometimes.
And boring.
Yeah. So I'm glad that they're responding to acts like the Israeli act, and just Israel in general. Cyprus also did quite well with the jury.
Cyprus came 6th.
Oh, whoa!
With the jury.
That's a discrepancy.
Yeah, so on the Israel point, I think the jurors probably tapped into the broader meaning of the song, the Me Too movement that was very much out there in the media. It's very now. She obviously can sing. That high note at the end really brings it home, and it's like a statement saying, I can sing. So I'm sure jurors ate that up, but also
and they also like radio-friendly songs too, and I think that, well, mind you, so is Cyprus, but I think that Toy was already building momentum. It would be
Pre-Eurovision.
Pre-Eurovision. So I think it would be difficult to ignore that.
Yeah, but I'd say Cyprus is in some ways more radio friendly, actually. It is more generic, for sure, but with that comes radio friendly. I think maybe, did they question the vocals? I thought Eleni sounded amazing.
Oh, with all that choreography,
yeah, she
was totally on point.
So I don't understand why the jurors put this 6th, behind Austria, Albania, Bulgaria, Czech Republic, in addition to Israel.
Behind Albania?
Yeah, I mean, Albania's but he had a great voice. He has an amazing voice, so I guess I can understand that point, but I just felt that Cyprus was a better overall package in terms of, yeah, those kind of 5 songs.
Behind Albania is questionable. I mean, Albania, came 3rd with the jury, but 11th in the televote?
Yeah, the televote would have kicked Albania out, which I totally disagree with. They put him 11th behind Greece. So televoters would have swapped Albania out and put Greece in. And I'm sorry, Albania deserved to be in the final. Greece's stage show just wasn't up to par. Great song, great singer, but the stage show was flat.
But I mean, even the televotes just barely scraped into 10th position. So it's not like it's a huge discrepancy. But the jury would have saved Belgium, which I thought did deserve to advance.
It was so artistic, and it was arty. They ranked her 9th. Cynic was 71 points. That put her above of Switzerland, who they put in 10th place. So the jury would have kicked out Lithuania and Finland and put in Belgium and Switzerland.
Oh, I guess they struggled as well, as much as everybody did. Semi-final 1 just had, who do you save?
Well, the public wasn't feeling Belgium. They put Belgium 16th. Of the 19, which is very low.
That is very low.
That's very harsh. I think sometimes the public wants that instantaneous, instant gratification, and Belgium makes you work for it in a good way. It's like more artistic, so you need to stay with her and kind of watch the subtle changes and the subtle expression.
It's fabulous, though.
Very artistic. I was really upset for her because they all worked hard, let's get that out there, but she was so nice and so giving and so lovely. And it really hurts me she didn't make the final.
I'm sure it hurts her too.
Yeah.
But she needs to recognize that...
Where was the IKEA vote? Why didn't you employees vote? Honestly, fire them all. I'm done. IKEA, I am not shopping with you anymore until your employees apologize to Cynic. She had the diaspora vote. Oh. But look, it'd be hard to kick other people out.
Yeah, who do you kick out?
Well, that's the thing. It's
hard. Who do you kick out?
But can we talk about...
I kind of feel like Switzerland deserved a spot in the final this year.
I tend to agree, however...
They worked so hard.
Well, the televoters only put it 15th. So the jury put it 10th, but televoters 15.
I can't believe... I struggle to believe that. It was so good.
Girl, I got the score sheet right here.
I get it. I get it.
But look, we should point out the biggest discrepancies. The biggest discrepancies were Finland and Albania. Let's focus on Finland first.
Televoters put it in 7th position.
Lucky number 7.
The juries put it 15th.
That's really low.
That's really low.
It's really low.
If they had gone 16th, it would have been out at the semis. Can you imagine how damaging that would have been for Sarah Alto?
Why do you think that is? This is a very tropical house current song. Juries didn't respect it.
With a message as well.
Yeah, and also I thought the staging looked great. They were very creative.
Oh, amazing.
Very creative, right? There's no LED, so we're gonna build this, not circus, Cirque du Soleil set. She was working the androgyny with the backing dancer. I really, really enjoyed this performance.
And a good spot in the running order.
A daring finish, falling on her back, leg up.
Yeah, with an EDM club beat.
It was amazing, actually.
I think it was brilliant.
I don't get it.
Absolutely brilliant.
I don't get what jurors didn't like about this.
And speaking of having that radio appeal, Monsters certainly does. More than many of the other songs.
Many of the songs.
I do question how they benchmark. It was so good.
A different of 8 places. Well, look, we'll
and can I just say, Sarah Alto's vocal power...
On point. It was on point.
Has never failed.
And also, I thought she was very likable in her performance as well. Sometimes people say, oh, she's not likable, but I thought she came off very likable on stage.
I've never had a problem with her. It blows my mind.
Blows our minds. Well, look, also suffering an 8-point differential, or 8-place differential, was Albania. The jury put him 3rd, the public put him 11th.
I think that is quite high.
I think it's quite deserved. I was really pleased he went through. I think maybe...
I'm pleased it went through, but
Can I just tell you, I think that juries are less affected by the running order than the public, and he had to perform, what was it, 2nd or 3rd? He performed very early. And I think maybe that hurt him with televoters, whereas jurors, as we saw in the final with Cesar Sampson winning, the jurors don't mind running order. They hear a good song, they remember a good song. So that's very telling. All right, other things to point out. Greece, the jury put it 16th, which is 6 places lower than the public. I tend to think the jury got that right. Because this is neither radio-friendly nor...
Babes, I just don't get it. I mean, you know, it's so funny when we were calling semi-final 1 the bloodbath. And kind of looking at songs, and people were like, oh, Greece. I'm like, actually, that was an easy decision for me to make. Like, why would I put it in? I just didn't get the appeal. I didn't get the appeal for 1 minute.
Really interesting here that Israel came 4th in the televote behind Cyprus, Czech Republic, and Estonia. Actually quite some distance behind Cyprus. It was 116 points for Israel to 173 for Cyprus. Why do you think Israel did poorer here relative to the grand final in terms of televote? Which it won in the grand final.
I think staging accounts for that.
It was the same staging in the final, Hunty.
Oh. I know it's the same staging in the final, but what I'm saying is like Estonia finishing ahead of Israel in the televote.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
I think Estonia literally just grabbed all the visual votes. Because Estonia is actually quite remarkable visually.
Estonia is amazing visually.
Absolutely
amazing. And also, well, her voice as well is stunning.
It got my highest Movie Jury score, 9.5.
I guess, again, to the radio-friendly point, La Forza is not a radio hit.
There you go.
It's really not, but I still don't get why why...
There's a remix on your CD, though.
Yeah, but girl, what I want to know is why did Israel come 4th in the televote here? Is it the mix of countries? Is it...
With all due respect, 4th is a decent...
No, it is decent, but in the final it won the televote by a decent margin, and then here it comes 4th in the televote, and I'm just trying to explain...
Alexander Rybak topped his semi-final, and yet in the final tanked into 15th position.
So you think it's a mix of the countries and then also running order? Is running order part of it?
I also think that there is a much broader demographic watching in the final than in the semis.
Yes.
Because some people think, well, I'm not going to vote anyway, why should I bother watching? And in the final, everybody actually says Eurovision the Saturday. Some people don't even know semi-finals exist.
It's true. So maybe you're only getting die-hard fans in the semis, and die-hard fans, there was definitely a momentum shift towards Cyprus within the press room, within like the hardcore fan.
And even during Eurovision week.
Yeah. It was because we hadn't seen her at any pre-parties.
Yeah, exactly.
She didn't make any appearances. And so when you come in at the last minute, the hype, it's another strategy.
Yeah. And you know, when
Hats off to Cyprus, by the way, for coming second over.
Oh my God, best result ever.
Tiny island.
Fuego me one more time.
That was...
You know what though, William? I was in the arena for the live shows, and you know who got the biggest applause?
Tell me.
Czech.
He has a lot of fans. He's got a lot of fans. And interestingly, the jury and the televoters both kind of agreed that televote's second, fifth jury, so it's very close. Yeah, well done him. And
but then you could argue...
if he had been able to do all his theatrics and flips...
we could be going to Prague next year.
Or another way to look at it is taking that stuff away made it stronger. Because it was the first rehearsal, I was like, there's a lot going on. But then when he had to slow it down a little, maybe it was cleaner and tighter and more palatable, actually. So maybe that was a blessing in disguise.
In all my 16 years of going to Eurovision, I have never been at a place where everybody went so crazy. I was like, did we just watch the same thing? Because, of course, for us, we've seen what it should have been, and this is a tamer version of what we eventually saw. But to the public, they were going absolutely crazy for Nicholas Joseph. Now, he is a real showman.
He is a showman, hunty. We should also talk about this. On the other end of the spectrum, Iceland was ranked last by both the jury and televoters. Not down to Ari, it's just down to the song. I think maybe that song, you know, I don't want to say something's not right for Eurovision, but in a contest like Eurovision, a song like that will be forgotten. And he had to go early in the running order. So, yeah.
He gave his best performance ever, though.
Yeah. He was emotional. Oh. Honey, he deserved every one of those 15 points from the jury, okay? Televoters gave him 0. Look, it's zero. But that's down to the song, not to him. Next from bottom, again, 18th with both the jury and televoters, former Yugoslav Republic of Macedonia.
That's unfortunate. It's such a good song.
It's a staging issue.
Such a good song.
It's a staging issue. Because the stage at times looked empty, and I don't know what it is. Maybe... Because it's a consistent problem with the former Yugoslav Republic of Macedonia, is that it's the production. The song is great, but in the stage producing, it doesn't work out. So I don't know if they need to hire a new person to oversee that, or something is wrong, because they have great songs and they don't translate to the stage. However, they did...
Because when you have to judge audio cuts this year, you would definitely put Lost and Found in the top 5.
Oh, yeah.
Top 5 of all the 43 songs.
Yeah.
So it's actually, for me, quite mournful that this didn't actually advance.
It's funny, I thought that Macedonia looked better at Eurovision in concert than it did here. Like, it's just a matter of staging, because that song deserved to be in the top 10, top 5 even.
Top 5
Studio cuts. Croatia, 17th with the public, 13th with the jury. I thought her vocals...
I thought she was on point.
I thought it was going to go through.
She was amazing.
I really thought it was going to go through.
I thought it would go through, actually.
Yeah.
But then who'd you take out?
That's the thing. Well, the jury took out Lithuania, which is really quite surprising to me, because I thought that would have done better with the jury than the televote.
Yes, I would have thought that would have done better.
Because it's such a classy song. It's slow and classy, and it looked beautiful. She was one of the few people who really made the bridge look amazing. She made that bridge pop with the lighting, the walking.
But you know what? That song, When We're Old, I appreciated it more in Lisbon than I did in the run-up to Lisbon.
Oh, yeah. I didn't appreciate it before. And this is what people don't always get. They're like, oh my God, you got it so wrong. Honey, you're evaluating different things, right? What you're evaluating...
And different circumstances.
Completely.
And different moments in your life.
Exactly.
The songs touch you in different ways at different times.
Yeah. And I'm touching Yeleni Ferreira's Fuego right now. I love this CD, honey. In any case... that is what we're thinking with semi-final 1. What are you thinking? Who would you have taken out? Who would you have put in? Who was more accurate, the jury or the televoters? Do you agree with the differentials? Why did the jury downgrade Sarah Alto so much? And why did televoters downgrade Albania?
Austria winning the jury vote. Oh, mind you, that was in the final. I'm confused.
That's
Sorry.
Okay. We will keep on rolling.
We will keep on rolling. There'll be a new video for that.
And we will see you later. Bye!